Hey everybody, just gonna give you guys an update. The drywallers are pretty much done. They just need to come back and address a couple things, but overall very happy with the job that they did. You can see I had them put a light knockdown texture on the walls and ceilings. So we'll see what that ends up looking like with paint on it. I've already started priming in our bedroom. I've been told that new drywall is like a sponge, so we'll see how this looks when it is dry. I can already see, some variation in how it's absorbing. So this first coat of drywall primer is supposed to just make it so that the paint goes on more evenly. So we'll see if that's the case. I'll go ahead and show you the spots where we're gonna have the drywallers come back and address some things. So if you notice here, I'll give you a bigger view of this. This is a curved wall on the outside of the bathroom. And from this angle, you don't see much, but when you come around, it's really showing, it's just not a smooth curve. It's showing where some of the studs are behind it. It's not surprising that the issues they have to come back for all have to do with the round walls. Second issue is really minor. I'm actually not seeing it right now. I thought it was down here. Oh yeah, so you just have a little bit of a lump here. This one's relatively minor. It's just where two walls come together. Just maybe need some sanding and a little bit more mud there to fix that. But this is another issue over here on the inside curved wall where you can just see the seam where the two sheets of drywall came together. I just think it needs more mud smoothing that out. So that was the third thing I want them to address. Overall, this one and this one here are relatively minor. I don't know what they're gonna do with this out here. I think that would require quite a bit more mudding because, where those spots are that are sticking out, I'm not exactly sure what they'll do about that. So I'll keep you posted on what they say. But overall, pretty happy with it and excited to see what it looks like with the primer and the paint on. Talk to you guys later. Okay, the paint is still wet and streaky. So it doesn't look awesome right this second, but when it dries, it should even it out quite a bit. Makes things look a bit different, doesn't it? We couldn't paint everything. The paint didn't go quite as far as the manufacturer stated. And drywaller is going to come tomorrow to address some of the problems I mentioned, so I'm not painting those areas. But other than that, we got probably 80% of the house primed in just a few hours. We're back, and for some reason this is not focusing. Not sure what's going on there. There we go. This is the next day. Primer has dried. Looks a lot more even. Those lights are shining right across it, so it makes it look maybe worse than it is. Those lights will be shining down. So today I'm going to jump back on the sprayer and actually I am noticing, if you'll notice, look at that. And this is not great. This drywalling job. You can see that right there. You can see a ridge right down here. I mean, the light's shining right across it, so I mean, it's the least forgiving. But I gotta say, I'm not super happy with the job they did. I mean, it didn't look that bad till you throw paint on it and you see, oh. Because before this, it was, you know, the mud was a different color than the field, and so it just looked like a color change, but now it's all the same color. You can see it's actually ripples in the ceiling, so. It's a lot of money to not be happy with the result. That might just be differences in paint. You know, how much paint I got on the wall there. But definitely in the ceiling, that's not a paint issue. That is definitely a actual, like they didn't sand it enough or something issue. Good morning, everybody. Figured I would do a walkthrough now that we're just about done with painting. Justin is just doing some finish rolling. We used an airless sprayer, and the way I did it, I would do it differently now. I should have painted the walls and then taped plastic, you know, up to the top of the walls, kind of like this right here, and let it drape down and then spray the ceilings. But I didn't do it that way, so I was left with a fine mist of overspray, about a foot or two down from the ceiling, that he's just having to go back. You know, we brushed the line up at the ceiling, and he's rolling down about a foot or two just to cover back up that little fine mist that there is. Other than that, I think we're done painting. And I'm pretty happy with the color choices and the quality of the paint. We got Sherwin-Williams super paint. This curved wall here, we were afraid that right in the middle was where the seam was, and you could really see it before. I mean, you can still see it a little bit, but this looks a lot better than it did. I was afraid that the drywaller was gonna have to throw more mud on there to fix it, but I think I can live with that part anyway. There's also, you can see the shadow there. There's a little bit of a flat spot right there in this curved wall. In the video, this wall looks way worse than it does in real life. Might have to re-roll that. It looks like there's empty spots. There are empty spots. Okay, I'm glad I took this video. I'll have to re-roll that wall. This room, certain things got only rolled and not sprayed because I was doing something else with the sprayer at the time we needed to do it, So after a few touch-ups, we'll take all the plastic down. And the next thing we're doing is prepping for the floor. So we're gonna take all this paper up, sweep, vacuum, and then we'll clean it with a kind of like a prep liquid that opens up the pores of this concrete, and then we'll stain it and seal it. So today is mostly going to be a cleanup day. I got to get rid of everything in here, all the scaffolding, all the garbage in this entire space, so that we can rip up this floor and get the floor ready to go. All right, talk to you guys later.